1, 2, 3, Harold and Brad, Windy City filmmakers, Harold and Brad, Windy City filmmakers, Harold and Brad. Like along those lines, like another Scorsese story, I forgot. And he was saying how he was shooting with Jerry Lewis. And then Jerry Lewis came up to him and said, okay, well, this is the second night I've been called and you're not getting to my shot. If you don't think you're gonna use me, can I go home? Something along those lines, you know. And of course, that's Jerry Lewis. He had that pull, right? And so Scorsese said that he learned that he felt kind of like a kid. He had all his toys in one area, and he liked the idea of having his toys in one area, even though he wasn't going to use them. And he said he became more aware after that point in time in terms of being conscious of people's time and being conscious in terms of trying his best to stay on time to the best of his ability.
You know, yeah, I'm glad he learned it there, but, you know, in film school, I'm sure they're teaching that, you know,
yeah.
Call sheets and those types of things. And it's happened to me a few times, and generally it's for people that really don't know what they're doing that I've gotten involved in the projects.
Yeah.
First-time filmmakers
right.
have their toys, a room full of toys, and don't know how to manage them. And so anyway, yeah. Now where were we? After let's say the film is wrapped and you've gone into the editing room and now you've chopped it up and you've come up with a rough cut of the project, and now you want to share it with people to get some feedback. And because you can go through, how many, Brad? 2, 3, 4 edits before you get the finished project, maybe more.
Right.
Because there's three or four stories. There's the story that the writer writes, there's the story that the director shoots with the actors, and then there's the story that the editor tells, and then there's the story that the audience reads. So the film goes through a metamorphosis through the whole process, and all of us are just a peg in the system. What is it in the matrix? We're just a piece of the matrix.
Right.
The puzzle. And so we get in and we do our parts to the best of our ability. From the gaffers, the grips, the lighter, all of the people that are on set, craft services serve their part, all to come together to tell this outstanding story that'll move people.
Right.
A good story well told. Everybody has something to do. It's not just the writer. So I like to say when I'm a part of a film, it's our film.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Because like one thing about it, you know, being an actor who writes and directs, to that point, is always about telling the story. Like as an actor, you're telling the story. As a writer, you're telling the story. As a director, you're telling the story. And always trying to tell the story as clearly as you can to the best of your ability. That's what it's always about.
Party, right? The rap party.
Right.
A rap party. I like going to the rap party because it's a celebration. It's a celebration of that long, arduous process, because it is arduous for somebody. Somebody in that process has given sweat, tears, and blood.
Yeah, no doubt.
To get this done, and hopefully it's something. It is to be celebrated, but hopefully it's something to be adored by the masses, where people can come into the theater and sit there with whatever's going on in their head and just lose themselves, fall right into your project, and then the bonus is for them to feel something.
Right.
Be overwhelmed with some emotion.
No doubt. Now, kind of like along those lines, what are some things, like touch on some things that always looking to improve, work on as an artist? And for me, one thing is always about being aware of continuity. And being aware of trying to get as many shots as to get the shots you possibly can, even with a storyboard. So for example, a prime example, we just shot something this a couple weeks ago for an episode of Dazzling Cool Cat Jones. Check it out, Chicago Cat TV. HD is a producer in a number of episodes. And so there's been a number of shots where I was shooting something and then I'll go back and I'm like, man, the tripod's in the background, right? We shot a short film called Flying Man, right? Harold did some great work. And there's a shot where I'm shooting from the cell phone at the top of the bridge, whatever. Then we cut to Harold pulling the binoculars down, and I didn't catch it because in the shot from the bridge, you had your sunglasses on. Then when you pull the binoculars down, you don't have your sunglasses on. I was like, man, didn't notice that. And then things like getting the shots you want to get, because sometimes you just pushing so hard, like you have like a short period of time, like you had this room rented from here to 1 o'clock, and it's like 12:40, right? 12:40, right. And you're like, man, and to the best of your ability, even though it's like a skeleton crew and cast, I'm like, man, your mind's rushing. So I can imagine if it's like a major cast, with multiple things going on, that helps out to have somebody there maybe just for continuity. Hey, this glass is like empty now, it's halfway full, another scene. Or keeping track of the scene. Okay, you want to get this shot, make sure you get this over the shoulder shot, because another example is that in the episode we just shot for Dazzling Cool Cat Jones, I realized we got like a over the shoulder shot from Olivia's point of view, but didn't get an over the shoulder shot from my point of view looking at Olivia. And I thought I got it, but in the rushing, we're like, man, I didn't get that shot. But it seemed to work out because, and we could talk about this, everything was in the 180. The 180 of, we're talking about the 180 in filmmaking. So it was able to cut together, but it still would have been nice to get that closer, but it didn't kill the project by any stretch of imagination. But just to keep in track that sometimes there's so much going on in a set, even like a small set, and I'm sure that's compounded. The bigger it gets, the bigger the budget gets, that it helps out to have somebody there for different departments, specifically for the focus on one thing or a particular thing. So you're not trying to focus in on everything, because you basically really cannot focus on everything.
Yeah, get your team.
Oh, no doubt.
I did one semester at Columbia back in spring 2000. I was like, I'm going to make my own movies.
Right.
Then I got that bill, and I was like, I'll just keep acting.
Right, no doubt.
But during that process, they grouped us off, and it's a hands-on school, and we had teams, and that was so cool. Even though we were using that Bolex black and white wind-up.
I love the Bolex, yeah.
The Bolex, right? 16 millimeter,
no doubt.
And it was we had lights. Well, it was a great experience. The teamwork idea, and right. So that was really something that set in my head way back then, that anytime I do this, I should have a team.
Yeah.
And I've been on sets where there's just one person and his wife, and I've been on sets where there's just one person and the boom girl, and you sent her home, and a set where there's one guy and he's got me carrying a 30-pound sound pack on my back. Boom mic extended far, and right. I got lines in a few minutes, and I was like, that's not what I'm here for.
No doubt.
I don't mind helping, I just need to know this well in advance.
Up front,
Yeah, so, it's different. I've been on sets with 50, 60, 70 people. So, it's get your team, get your core group of filmmakers, and you guys run and gun and get your work.
Get it done.
Get it in. Yeah.
Now, great. Now, one thing I want to double back on is talk about the hierarchy, right? That is about collaboration, but it still is a hierarchy in terms of on the set. And a prime example, a few months ago, we were shooting something, and I hired some other crew, like the DP, right? And so I had the call time, was at 10 o'clock. It was like one shot I was going to be doing. Me and my sister were going to shoot some stuff. And so they were going to do primarily just be the cinematographers, right? And so the dude who was doing the cinematography changed the call time from 10 to 12. And that ticked me off to no end, man. It's not about having an ego, but it's about that there's a hierarchy. You don't make that call. That's not a call the cinematographer makes. That's a call I feel the director makes, because you may have other things you may have other things going on in your life that you're going to shoot from 10 to 12 that you can't shoot from 12 to 1. So long story short, basically release them, whatever the case may be.
Get the fuck out of here!
But I look at it from the standpoint that if I was a DP, for example, and I'm not a DP, but if I were, I would sit down with the director, and hopefully they would have like a shot list or a storyboard, so on and so forth. And you might throw out some ideas about how you can, okay, well, maybe we can collaborate this scene. Maybe we can collaborate these two scenes and get this scene in one shot. You know what I'm saying? That you would throw out ideas, but I probably wouldn't go in and say, I'm going to do this, because you know what? It ain't your shoot. I mean, it's your shoot, but we have a director on board and there's a hierarchy in terms of who's doing what.
Here's the show. That's it.
Ooh la la. Yes.